Hey y'all, hey! Just thought I'd pop in real quick and explain a few things to you before I drop my August budget overview slash setup situation video. So this glare on my glasses is gonna drive me nuts, but so yeah, we'll just take them off then. How about that? So for August, let me get my notes. I am switching up a few things on my budget as far as my budget and how it's set up. I know this is like what the third month that I've switched things up, but I've only been seriously budgeting since May, and I've been struggling with a monthly budget versus a paycheck by paycheck budget and all that. So all those struggles led me to the YouTube University, and I Googled and researched and searched this and searched that and searched over here, searched over there. Everywhere I was searching like I was Dr. Seuss. And I found and came across the Budget Mom. Now she started her journey with the blog, and now her blog has transformed into her own business, blah, 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 blah. But she focuses on reaching financial freedom through budget by paycheck budgeting. There we go. Whew, had to get that out. And she has a budget by paycheck workbook. I was trying to make sure I was saying it right. And you can buy it in digital form or in a binded form, whatever tickled your fancy. But I like a lot of the resources in that budget by budget paycheck workbook. For example, it breaks down your budget by paycheck, obviously, like the name says, versus doing a monthly budget. Now, some of y'all gonna be like, now you said you was doing the Dave Ramsey baby step. Yes, I am, with modifications, because I have to make things, what I am learning is I have to make things work for me. And doing the Dave Ramsey method works to a certain extent. I like the basic formatting of what he's saying, but I need something with a little more give, something that's not as strict on my budget, and something with a little bit more structure. It has the 7 steps are structured, but I need on baby step 1, this is how you can get there. This is how you can do it. It's almost too vague for me, and I come from a very structured environment. I was raised very structured, not strict, but structured. So I thrive in structure. I like having structure. I like organized chaos. And I couldn't get my money chaos organized. It was frustrating me. So she has 9, I think she calls them like 9 freedom steps or whatever, financial freedom steps, whatever she calls them. Don't quote me on it because y'all know I'm not good at that stuff. And then there's the 7 baby steps. So she believes in having a budget. She believes in having an account buffer, having an emergency fund, sinking funds, cash envelopes, various expenses. The fundamentals of both of their ways of budgeting are the same. It's just how can you shape it to make it work for you. So for me, I like the baby steps. I like the emergency fund. I like the paying off debt. I like the saving to buy a house and getting a fully funded emergency fund. And I like the retirement savings and all that. I like his framework. I like Dave Ramsey's framework. But I need to format it for the goals that I have in my life. I have a 5-year plan that I'm going to be making a vision board for. I might record that video, I might not. But I have a 5-year plan on what I want in 5 years. And a big chunk of that plan is within 5 years, I want to pay my car off, and I want to start actively being able to purchase a home, financially being able to purchase a home. So with that, there's certain things that I have to do, which is where Kamiko Love comes in, which is the budget mom. This is where she comes in. I am adding the budget by budget paycheck worksheets to my happy planner, my budget happy planner, ready, set, goals, whatever they want to call that release, the undated budget happy planner. I'm adding those pages into my happy planner in order for me to keep better track of my spending. I'm budgeting, but I'm not tracking where my money is going. So at the end of the month, there's no way for me to come back and say, oh, okay, I spent this much on groceries. Oh, okay, I spent this much on car maintenance. I spent this much on gas. I haven't been doing that. And I had to have a reality check with myself and say, we need to sit down and we need to do this to get us here. I knew I wanted to get from broke, which was my point A, was broke, spending every dime all the time, to debt free and financially stable. I'm not trying to be rich, I'm trying to be wealthy. There's a difference, but so I like that breakdown in the paycheck budget versus just having a having a monthly budget and trying to go by that monthly budget. Here, I don't have to worry about the monthly budget. I need to worry about each pay period. What am I doing with my money? Where am I spending that money? Yes, I might have allocated this much, but where is that money going? So that's what I like. And matter of fact, at the end of the month, she has 3 worksheets, boo, 3, that say, where did my money go? So I love that. That kind of sold me on the whole situation. And modifications that I've made to blend these 2 methods together is I am going to start actively working on creating an account buffer in all of my accounts. So I'm going to do obviously 1 account at a time, but I'm going to start making an account buffer because right now I don't have one. It's just, Sydney, don't try to spend all the money in your account. And that's not working. It's not doing it. Like, I can lie and say that it's been working, but it's not. I can front for YouTube and say, oh, well, I'm doing fine on my budget. I blew my budget already in a week and a half in August. I done blew the budget. It's gone. It's done for. So these next 2 paychecks, I'm going to regroup, track my spending. So that way in September, I can honestly say, this is how much I need to budget for this. This is how much I need to budget for that. One thing I've already noticed is I don't have a miscellaneous envelope. I thought I didn't need one because I had categorized to the gods. But I do need one. Everybody needs one. So, the account buffer. And a big change for me is going to be the emergency fund. I reached $1,000 in my emergency fund last month, but I have already dipped into it twice. And I'm already back negative in 1 account. That's not good. That's bad news. So this is how we're going to move forward and improve that. First and foremost about the emergency fund. That card is going back into the safe so that I don't have access to it. If I have a card in my hand, I'm going to swipe it. I know this about myself, and this is a behavior that I am trying to fix. It's a behavior. It's not a cold, hard fact. It's a behavior that I'm trying to fix. So with that, I want to make my emergency fund be $7,304. For me, that is the equivalent of 2 months' pay without taxes taken out. That's 2 months gross pay. Yeah, because your net is after taxes. So 2 months gross pay. I want to have at least 2 months saved up so that if there is ever a situation where I am without a job, I have 2 months of savings that I can be like, okay, this is what I. And currently, our 4 walls is less than one of my paychecks for the month. I just need to buckle down and make things happen. And that's what I'm going to do. With her budget and being in the Budget Mom sinkhole on YouTube, I have thoroughly learned the difference between a sinking fund and a variable fund. For me, I was like, they're all cash envelopes, so what's the point? And then I tried to explain sinking funds to a friend of mine one day, and I couldn't quite explain it clearly. That's how I knew I didn't understand it. If you can't regurgitate something, you don't understand it. So she definitely helped me break down the sinking fund versus variable expense and how to group those together, and also how to budget with them. I always felt like if I have a cash envelope for it, I need to be putting money into it every week, no matter what. I need to set my priorities and focus on what's important. So for this month, there's 2 areas that I'm going to focus on as far as sinking funds. And that is going to be my travel envelope. 3. I just realized. My travel envelope, my car maintenance fund, and my travel car maintenance. Oh, I don't forget what the other one was. Y'all, I done forgot. It was travel, It was car maintenance, and I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. Either way, it's 3 of them. I'm going to remember what that third one is before Jesus come. But travel, car, oh, it isn't a sinking fund. That's why. Travel, car maintenance, and my emergency fund. Those are the 3 financial priorities that I'm going to focus on for this month and certainly in September. Come October, I want to do the 12-week Christmas challenge. What I also love, I'm getting so off topic, but whatever. What I also love about her resources, I'm not even going to say her method, it's just the amount of resources that she has to help you gain your financial goals. So one of the resources that she has is a savings challenge course. I like that she calls it a course instead of just a savings challenge. But every month she has 2 challenges in that course. Why does it sound like I'm doing promo for her? She has 2 challenges in that course. One is for people who do cash envelope budgeting, and one is just for anybody generically. You can choose to do one or you could choose to do both. So I just found out about this. Well, I just really looked into it. Let me not say I just found out. I just found out about her at the beginning of August. But I just really looked into this today. And today is Tuesday, August 11th. So I'm 11 days in. August already. And the challenge that I have been doing that I thought of myself based off of a challenge that she's doing for the entire year is this month, my goal is to save $1 a day. Or not $1 a day. $1, anytime I get $1 bill, is to save that. And I'm currently putting that in one of my cash envelopes. Matter of fact, let me go get it and I'll show you. I'll be back. Okay. So here is my cash envelope that I'm currently using for the August Savings Challenge. And I literally just wrote on a Post-it and put, oh, you can't see because of the glare, August Savings Challenge. This actually fits in a mini planner. So if you have a mini happy planner, hey, you can rock this and it'll work. For me, I don't. I usually keep this in the front of my budget planner. But since I decided to do a monthly challenge, I actually took it out and now this sits on my desk in my office. My home office. And since we're on the subject of cash envelopes, because I'm probably not going to be able to do the August savings challenge that she's currently doing right now because, like I said, it's August 11th. I'm already 11 days in. I've already messed up my budget, and that savings challenge would have been a super challenge for me because I'm already trying to get myself in gear. So my sinking funds are actually cash envelopes that I already had, but I didn't consider them sinking funds. Like I kind of would say, oh, these are my sinking funds, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So these are the ones that I have taken out of my purse planner that are going to be sinking funds, and they're going to live in the safe. I'm going to put these on rings and all that later. But anniversary, my date night envelope, not that y'all can read it, giving, taxes. Oh, this was the third one. It wasn't the emergency fund. This is what it was. I need to get my taxes for my DoorDash and my, when I was doing Instacart heavy, because I only did like 6 deliveries. I need to fill this envelope and keep this in the safe because I tried keeping it in my Navy Federal savings account and I ended up spending it. So I'm going to keep it in the safe, and then once it becomes a larger amount, then I'll put it in my Navy Federal savings account because then I'm hoping I'll be more disciplined with my money. So taxes, and then travel and YouTube, because I don't pull from these envelopes often. These are not envelopes that I use every day or even use every week. So yeah. So right now, my savings challenges that I am doing for August is the save $1 bill every time I get my hands on $1 bill. So that's my goal. I'm just doing this with change that I'm getting from my cash envelopes. I'm not doing it with the initial money that I have put in my cash envelopes. Once I get change though, then I take the dollars out of the change from the cash envelopes. And at the end of the month, I'll put this on my cash envelope spending tracker. That it'll make more sense in the next video. Because you're like, what the hell is the cash envelope spending tracker? I'll put it on that expense tracker as a withdrawal so that I'll be able to count up for all those single dollars. And the rest of my cash envelopes are still in my purse planner. I still carry that with me just about daily when I remember. Because I used to carry it every day to work and now I don't. I just need to get back in the habit of carrying that, if you want me to be honest. And for September, I'm going to follow her savings challenge that she has. And I believe it still has something to do with $1. I believe it still has something to do with $1 amount. I can't remember. I'll look into that, and then once we do the September setup, we'll go into that because it'll be part of the setup. Hey, what else? I think that's all of my talking points. Ooh, you long-winded. But I am excited for August. I'm not excited about tracking my spending and finding out where my spending is going, but I'm excited for knowing how I'm going to need to twerk my budget. Because if I can spend less on groceries, if I can spend less on, but groceries is the one where I spend a lot of money. I spend a lot of money on food. I'm noticing that already in just tracking. Groceries and my fun money is usually blown before the weekend is over after I get paid. And I just need account buffers because I'm not need. I do need. I need to learn how to keep a buffer in my account because I don't ever want any unexpected charge to happen where I can't pay it because I don't have any money in my account. And I don't want my account to be negative. Navy Federal doesn't let your account go in the negative unless it's a charge that's like a recurring charge. And Chime lets you pick how much negative you want your account to go on, which is dangerous. Trust me. I thought, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just put it at like $20 and then I can just replace the $20. Baby, I'm already in the negative, what, 50-something dollars? So anyway, we're rambling. The focus is we're changing up how we're doing our budget over here so that we can do more things and be more available and not feel strapped. Like with the Dave Ramsey method, I was getting a little depressed because I love to travel. I love to do DIYs, and with his budget criteria, I'm not even gonna call it a method, his budget criteria that he puts on you, it's almost as if I feel like if I budgeted for hobbies, and because that's where I do my DIYs from that envelope. If I budgeted for hobbies and I budgeted for travel, that's money I'm taking away from my debt. And with her plan, she shows you how you can pay debt, focus on saving, and also live. So don't be surprised if come September we realize that some of these cash envelopes we don't need and we can just bundle them into a miscellaneous category, because that is my goal. By September, I'm going to eliminate some of these cash envelopes and create a miscellaneous category to where we don't have 20 cash envelopes, which I think I have. I have like more than 10, which is a lot to keep track of. Like these 6, yeah, it's 6 of them. These 6 are my sinking funds, and other than these 6 sinking funds, I want to match it. I want to have less than 6 cash envelopes. So that way, 1, I'm not spending that much cash and I'm putting more into savings. And 2, I can really start paying down debt because I'm paying my income-based student loans, but I want to be able to pay more than that, and I want to be able to pay my car off. That is the big goal, is to pay the car off. So thank you guys for watching me ramble for 15 minutes or so. I appreciate you coming to this channel. Tell me if you've heard of the Budget Mom, if you've tried her method, if you've heard of Dave Ramsey and you've tried his baby steps. What was your successes, wins, loses, modifications to help you be financially free? Where are you on the road to being financially free? Are you just starting? Have you succeeded and you're debt free and you're living the life and giving and living like no one else? You know what's going on? Tell me all about it, because right now I could use a lot of inspiration and motivation, because right now I'm kicking myself in the butt because I'm letting bad habits resurface because I was emotional. Ooh, did I just hit the nail on the head? So I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to live your life Lexquisitely, one plan, in this case, budget at a time. Bye now.